Good morning, Class 12 Alpha Valor Flight. I'm Staff Sergeant Gonzalez, and I'm here today to educate the entire class about the achievements, accomplishments, and legacy of Sergeant John Levitow. All of you have probably heard about him, but we're going to go into depth. We're going to cover three things: his background, where he came from, then we're going to describe his accomplishments in fair detail, and then we're going to go to the significance, the lasting impact of those actions as they affect each of us today, and they do. We're going to move on. Point one, background. Who is John Levitow? Kind of a bland picture. Most of you can relate, or deal with aircrafts. You see what he's, nothing too significant about it. But let's get back even before then. Hartford, Connecticut. That's where he was born. Kind of like in the Corn Belt. Nothing too special yet, right? As in the last presentation, he also wanted to join the Navy. That was his first choice. So what did he do? He went in, he's like, let's talk to the recruiter. Then something happened, and he doesn't really say in any of the literature, but I mean, he decided to go to the Air Force. Can't blame him for that. Air Force is better. So he went, joined the Air Force. He spent 3 years in civil engineering before he cross-trained into becoming a loadmaster. I wanted to do that too. I could relate. So he cross-trained into becoming a loadmaster, and on February 14th, 1969, he was afforded the opportunity to go to Alpha Charlie 47, nicknamed Spooky 71, in the Korean conflict, Korean War. He's flying above Tan Son Nhut Air Base when Long Bin Air Base came under attack below him. So lead us into our second point. We're going to examine the extraordinary events that show the true colors of John Levitow as he met these events head-on as a wingman leader and a warrior. So he's flying above Longbin Air Base in Korea, and then the pilot notices some flashes below, some rounds going off. There's a conflict. His job in the AC-47 was to prime the ignition and ejection switches on Mark 24 magnesium flares. They're 3 foot tall. They weigh 27 pounds. That's 12 kilograms. And once they're ignited, they burn at 4,000 degrees. Steel melts at 2,500 degrees. It's almost double. Just keep that in mind. So that's his duties that he's charged with. Flying over. As this is going on, they're doing their job, checking out the flares. He charges them, passes them to the gunner. The gunner throws them out the door. And what they do is they illuminate with 2 million lumens the area below so the ground troops can fight effectively. As this is going on, the pilot notices a single flash, comes up, Vietnamese M82 mortar round hits the fuselage on the right wing of that aircraft. Explodes it. Everybody in the cargo bay gets at least one injury. John Levitow gets 40. Shrapnel wounds to his legs and his back. He loses a little bit of feeling in his right leg. But he's not deterred by this, because he looks out, and what does he see? He sees a wounded airman. So he gets up. He rises. He can't really stand really well, but he grabs the airman. He starts doing first aid buddy care. He's helping him. Helping out his wingman. The first value we talked about. Now leader. Leaders take initiative. As he's doing that, trying to help out all his wingmen that are injured, he looks up and he sees a fuse burning on one of those magnesium flares, 3 foot long, about to blow up in 4,000 degrees. Not only that, it's rolling around in the cargo bay next to 19,000 rounds of live ammunition. That and other flares. So he gets up. Can't really stand. He can't pick up that flare because he's injured. So he walks over, throws his body on top of this flare, set to go off, and burn for 1 minute straight at 4,000 degrees. Hurls with his body, climbing around, makes it to the door, throws it out. Not after it left the door did it separate and ignite. 4,000 degrees right there, right outside that window. His actions of taking that leadership, not only saving his wingmen, total disregard for his self, putting service before anything, saved that entire crew from almost certain doom. So we're going to move on past that. What happened afterwards? His legacy? Well, only 6 other airmen have ever had the honor of getting the Medal of Honor, going above and beyond the call of duty. Not meaning it. If your job is to throw burning flares out at cargo bay while you're wounded, that's not above and beyond. His job and his call was met way beyond helping out that other airman. But to put his life second to all that, they awarded him with the Medal of Honor. Oh, that's a picture of some actual shrapnel. That's what it looks like. It's jagged, horrible bits of burning metal that go into your back and spine and everywhere else. Keep that in mind when you think about what he had to endure, every movement of agony to get to that burning flare. John Levitow. Levitow was not a superhuman, all right? Nor did he ever want this opportunity. He didn't want it. Just like you and me, he answered a call to serve, and he met it head on. His legacy is living today. He died November 2000 of cancer. His birthday was November 1st, so you gotta have that last birthday. But what an honor to live that many years, from 1945 to 2000, and leave that legacy behind. His actual years of service doesn't really matter, does it? Because his legacy, what he did in that time, is what carries on. And that's what we have to keep with us as individual airmen. We have to learn from that. Was he superhuman? No. John Levitow's gallantry and his profound concern for his fellow men, at the risk and selflessness, not even caring for his own life, answered above and beyond the call of duty. With the highest traditions of the United States Air Force. Thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, please address them to me. This concludes.